WARE has a breakout game for the Hoosiers. Galloway gets 12 assists, and we come away with a victory. I still could do a lot of complaining, but there is a lot of positive to take from this game. Let's talk about it.
Walker, 3 on the way. Oh!
Hello, guys, and thank you once again for joining me on this episode of Indiana Sports Connection. I am your residential anchor, Aaron. Thank you so much for being here and being part of this Indiana Hoosiers community and Colts community on here. We talk about the game. We talk about the Hoosiers. Finally, I just want to sit here and just take in the results of we actually won a game at home. Even one where a fire alarm was pulled and everybody had to evacuate the thing. I believe that fire alarm was pulled by a guy who wanted to keep drinking beer because they stopped selling beer at the 10-minute mark, and that fire alarm was pulled with 10-12 left in the game. So everybody went out, slammed their beers. Luckily, everybody came back in and lifted this Hoosier team. I did not think it was going to be good. It was tied 54-54. After they went to this break, and I was actually driving home from work at that time, and I'm thinking, after I got home and that was when I saw that fire alarm had been pulled, I'm like, this is not good. This is not good for this team, just because we were kind of playing one of our better games. But they were able to harness it in and get it all together and come away with a victory. It was huge. We'll talk about all that and more on this episode of Indiana Sports Connection. I am your residential anchor, Aaron. If this is your first time here, join the channel, join the rocket ship. It is totally free. We are on our way to 1,000 subscribers. On this video, if this video hits 500 subscribers, which it probably will, I will do another home field apparel giveaway. So subscribe, hit that thumbs up button. Let's hit 200 thumbs up in this video. Giving you a goal out there. I've had many videos over 100. I thank you all very much for that. But we are on our way to 1,000 subscribers as well. And there will be a home field apparel giveaway in the next video if this one hits 500. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's totally free to join Indiana Sports Connection, and we will talk about the game. There is a lot of positive to take from this game, and without just like completely getting rid of all of the negative that we've been talking about for weeks, this game by WARE and the positions that Mike Woodson and this coaching staff put him in, it made all the difference in the world. We could see he was put in a lot more positions where he could face up to the basket, and that made a lot of difference for him, because I have been saying this for weeks. Get this guy further away from the basket. He's much more of a spot up type shooter, more like a Kevin Durant. That's his game. And you can see when he does face somebody up far away from the basket and they make moves on him, because it's really difficult to block his shot, he can take this play right here was critical, where he just drove down the lane.
Averaging 11.5 points per game, but 15 in his last 11. WARE just forced.
But WARE, if he can make plays like that and be faced up to the basket, and Renew was in there in the game part of the time when he was doing this, it was just better positioning for him to get the ball further away from the basket. Galloway, 12 assists in this game, 8 assists in the first half. He played absolutely out of his mind, did everything. Galloway, they kind of changed some things up. Cups barely handled the ball up top at all. We got a lot better play from our bench, finally, and Xavier Johnson comes back into this game, and I do want to show one of the plays. This play was one that we just have not had a lot of plays like this in the games, and you can see Xavier Johnson makes this play right here. And it was just something we don't see out of Gabe Cupps. We don't see Gabe Cupps get a rebound like that and then just go right down the floor with a quick pass, get Galloway the 2 points. Those are some shots you need in a game to win the game, because you just get an easy basket there. In Indiana, in their half-court offense, just does not get many easy baskets around the rim from their big guys. So I thought Xavier Johnson, even though he had 5 turnovers in this game, I think he just added an extra layer of some juice off the bench, and the bench played extremely well. Anthony Leal played 17 minutes. I thought the coaching staff is kind of getting into who they need to play off the bench. I don't understand why Leal hasn't played the whole year, but finally he plays 17 minutes off the bench in this game, makes a wide open 3-pointer that Galloway hits him on the pass. That made a big difference. Walker played decent off the bench and didn't do anything stupid out there. And also Peyton Sparks, which I thought it was a big, like, I just don't have anything against him, but I just thought it was a big, bad problem that took both of our big guys off the floor and had Peyton Sparks in just because we got in a little bit of foul trouble. That's been times in the past when we've lost our leads and we were up 15 at that point, but he only had him in for 2 minutes and then went right back to bringing in WARE back into the game. So that was good by the coaching staff to not put like Sparks out there for 6 minutes or something and watch the lead completely dwindle away. But the team, they found an extra gear at times when they needed it in this game. When there were times where you thought, okay, now Wisconsin made a shot, or it was tied at 54 during that big break, or just different times, Indiana was able to make a basket and make some plays, and critically made plays down the stretch. I'm going to point out right here these 3 plays down the stretch that really, really helped us. The first play, Mbako hits a 3 when we were down by 3, and I could see that being a real turning point where even late in games, getting under 5 minutes in the game, we're down by 3, and if we don't make a shot right here, maybe we hang our head. Maybe we don't play as much connected defense if we miss this shot. And this was a huge shot by Mbako.
AJ Stewart will check in next dead ball. Galloway. Flip it. Mbako. 3 ball. Bullseye.
Mbako. Then coming down the next time, Galloway gets a floater in the lane. I just thought it was a great play by him to break the defense, get in the lane. If they're not going to guard you on that shot, just put it in.
Renew set to check in next dead ball. Galloway finds his space and responds.
And then Renew on this play just puts the ball in the basket. We'll take a look at those plays right here.
Can't find him initially. Got him on the repost. Renew. Wall. Couldn't move him. Renew forced it in.
But this is where the cookies were made, right here down the stretch in this game. And I just thought those 3 plays were just critical. WARE had another big basket too down the stretch. Galloway threw the lob to him and he was able to gather himself kind of, and really he kind of just gathered himself to the ground and shot the ball back in. I thought that was a critical play too. All the guys really showed another level of fight and tenacity in this game. And we saw them, I said in the pregame show, if they could hit 6 3-pointers in this game and be a little bit better at the free throw line, they could win a lot of these games. And that's what they did tonight. They hit 6 3-pointers, got some from the outside, and we just improved slightly. This team has pretty good play from WARE, who you can see him being a player in the mid-range game that could tear teams up, and it could really help this team. But we just saw a little bit more from everybody out there off the bench. And, we had some turnovers in this game, but for the most part, we were trying to play at a faster pace. Now let's talk just for a second about Wisconsin, because I will say, I think Wisconsin, they have been reeling. They are 5-5 and now 5-6 in their last games because of they losing this game. But Wisconsin, you can see that when our defense was able to get on Klesbit before he could just catch the ball and shoot, like how he tore us up the last time, we were able to, I don't know what Wisconsin was doing on some of these plays. It seemed like they wanted to run the shot clock down to 0 every single possession, and they at times passed up some open shots. There is definitely something going on with this AJ Storr guy for Wisconsin, because there are times when he's wide open and he's one of their best shooters and he's not shooting the ball. So we benefited from that big time in this game. Wisconsin just, I don't know if it's between their coaching staff and the players or what goes on there. It just did not seem like they had the aggression that they had the last time Indiana played them. And if you remember, WARE did not play the last time we played them. So this was them seeing WARE for the first time, and he played just an absolutely dazzling game. Here he was going into the locker room. He got the game ball. You know, I know I've been critical of this guy at times this season. He is our best player. I mean, you can see it talent-wise, but I think that's why everybody is so upset with this Indiana team, because we can see we have the talent, we have the guys, we can see how we can put this all together, and we just can't do it. Now, we go to Maryland, and we play Maryland. At Maryland, Maryland is terrible too. They're in the bottom 4 of the Big Ten. So can Indiana win these last 3 games? So we play Maryland, then we play at Minnesota, then we have Michigan State at home. There is no reason why this Indiana team, this is the best win they've had all season, by far, against Wisconsin, beating a quality opponent. There is no reason why. And this may seem cautiously optimistic, but there is no reason why we can't beat Minnesota and Maryland on the road. These 2 teams are in the cellar. We should be able to take it to them. And then if we can beat Michigan State at home to close out the season, we could have a lot more positive momentum going into next season. And you know what? I don't think they're going to fire Mike Woodson. I do believe, and I said this in the pregame show yesterday, if they were to lose this game at home against Wisconsin by 20 points, and if we were down 20 at halftime of that game, and say fans were going to start leaving early, I do believe this game helped save Mike Woodson from getting fired. And that could just be my opinion, but I do believe it was getting very, very hot in Assembly Hall when you have people leaving games early, and you're getting beat by Penn State, Nebraska, and Northwestern at home, and then you're getting booed off your home court. That goes a long ways with everybody at Indiana, and I do believe this game and how we finish the season. But Mike Woodson, I do believe he's going to be back next year. If you think he needs to be fired, I mean, I don't think it's going to get much better. But hey, if you're an Indiana fan and you're like me, I love to root for the team no matter who the coach is. I can be critical of the coach, but I believe he's going to be back next year, and that's just how it is. Archie Miller was given 4 years. He's going to be given 4 years. They're just going to give him that 4th year, and hopefully, he can somehow figure out how to coach college basketball from this year and over the summer, and he can see the glaring problems that we've had with him as the coach. If not, then he will be gone after next year if we just have another season like this. A lot of positive to take from this, and I am definitely in the positivity camp. I don't want to rip on the coach and everybody anymore. I just think we needed this win more than we've needed any win all season. So a huge win for the Hoosiers. Thank you so much for joining me on Indiana Sports Connection. And until next time, stay classy out there, Hoosier fans.